Here's how I turned this notebook drawing into this cover. Hey, I'm Tristan Frederick. When I was working on my next single, West, and I wanted a album cover, obviously, or I guess a single cover, and I didn't know what to do. Tried a bunch of things. I did a couple drafts of just like blank canvases with like just a picture on it and stuff. Tried just like using old photos of my camera roll, just putting text over it. Didn't really like those. I was like, let me do something a little more elaborate. Let me actually like work kind of hard-ish on it, put a little bit of quality time into it. And we'll see how well that worked out later. But I was inspired at least by Roku City. I don't know what it is. I like the colors and just like the vibe of it. There's something about like the easy, just like style. I don't know. I just really like that style of it. And so I was inspired. I'm like, I want to do something that's kind of like that, like a background of like a city. And so I sketched it in my notebook on this page. I sketched it in my notebook, and I'm like, I had a couple ideas, just like, this stuff, which was like a couple sitting on the couch, like looking out the city. And I drafted that one for a while. I was honestly kind of caught up in that. And then I was kind of doing some extra stuff. But then I really settled on, I want a Ferris wheel in the background. And so I drew this, which is pretty close to what we actually got. A Ferris wheel, and there's a sun, and you kind of get like a little railing, guardrail, like boardwalk thing, which I kind of started fleshing out more in the next couple drafts of it. And I really nailed it on this like third one. The third time, that was the charm. I mean, I had a palm tree in it, a lamp post, there was a Ferris wheel, the sun, obviously. But I wanted to still be in the style, like very simplistic. Like you can look at some of these colors on here, and it's just super easy. No, I didn't want to do it because it was easy, but it just happened to work out that way. The next challenge was how I was actually going to make the cover. And so I decided on Canva because I thought it would be kind of the easiest way to do it. I don't really have anything else to do it on unless I just drew it on a piece of paper. It was kind of a challenge just because it's, it's like not the way you should probably do something like this, but it actually worked out pretty well, I think. I mean, just look at this. Like, this is crazy. Look at the amount of detail that came out of it. And a lot of it was kind of just removing, like making the stuff and then moving it around and being like, I don't like it there, I don't like it there. And so let's look at some of the details on this. There's lots of crazy stuff we did. Look at these. Here's a little thing on here. Look at these little birds. They're just squiggles. This is my favorite part. I like the squiggle birds. The little clouds over the sun, and like, oh my goodness. And like there's that little shadow of them in the water, kind of. Oh my goodness. So good, so good. And when you kind of zoom out, it just looks so good, but you don't see those details when you're not zoomed in. And so like, let's look at some more tiny stuff. Like, you probably can't tell when it's not zoomed out either, but these palm trees were a real challenge. These palm trees were hard. I don't know if it's just the way Canva is or whatever, but it does not want to do straight lines. And so I just had to settle on as straight as I could. And so like, I'll show you how I drew these. And you kind of do that. That actually looks pretty good. Oh my goodness. Oh, I messed up a little bit. Well, okay, that looks pretty good. Anyways, I would do that, and then I just move them into the center. And I mean, that's how I make it. I fill it in. And that one actually looks pretty good. I already made it, so. But like, look at this. Like, what is this? I don't. And this one's just like a circle. This isn't even anything. Oh, it's very ugly. But look, I got like trash cans. I got like electric boxes. Like some. Oop, I moved something. I guess it doesn't matter. And then I would just use the lines and stuff, more doodles of the birds. The Ferris wheel was hard because what I did was I just made a circle, right? Like that. And then you just put it in. But what that means is that anything behind it doesn't show up. So all that stuff that you're seeing right now is actually in front of it. But I couldn't add any more. I could have, but it would be way, that's just way too much than Canva can do. This sky, all these lines and stuff, I had to stop it right there perfectly, which I think is kind of nice in like a way. It's good framing in a sense, like if you're going through the 1/3 rule or the rule of thirds. It's not bad. It's not bad, I don't think. I like it a lot. But let's see what else there is. I wrote the text. I really like this font, Futura. Oh, that was cool. And so I put that at the top. It kind of reminds me of Blur, and that's why I like it too. And the colors. I showed this to somebody, and they told me it was the lesbian pride flag, and I thought that was cool. And so, and also these are just nice colors, like purple and yellow, like orange yellow. Like that's just yellow's my favorite color, so I'm kind of like partial to it. There's like 5 shades of purple here. This and it's going by background. So this darkest shade is this purple in front. Let's zoom in. Purple's in front. It's really, really dark. There's this lighter purple that's in front of that, directly in front of it. There's a boardwalk, there's a Ferris wheel, all that stuff. That's only in front of that. Behind even that is a lighter color for the ocean. And there's that ocean that fits the west vibe, of course. And it just gets lighter when the sun's over it. Make sure to go listen to my new song West whenever it releases, which will be Friday, February 20th. And if you're watching this after, then just go listen to it now. And it's not only available on the 20th. You just listen to it whenever you want. And now you know also how the cover for it was made.